Okay, we're looking good. Alright, welcome guys. Thank you for checking out my in-game guide tutorial build on Tall Man's Finger. This is getting towards the final in the series. I'm releasing the Tall Man's Finger build today for in-game, and also the Jade set. And then I'm going to do one with Rhino Flailer. And basically, a lot of people ask me, what does in-game mean? Basically, when you obtain all the items that you can get for a build to optimize it to its max efficiency, and pretty much go through T6 just smashing everything. I won't be including new strategies or new gear swap outs and things like that, because we're not at patch 2.1 yet. It's on the PTR. I'll be doing a video separately about what are the new big builds coming out, but for currently in the current meta, and just a nice little guideline for new players of what they can aspire to, though this is what the videos pretty much do. It just showcases how it works, what skills, what gear. I also we'll be putting the guide that I put on Reddit, Battle.net, or Diablo Fans inside the description, so you guys can go ahead and read it and see all the extra detailed information. But this is just basically the video just to showcase off the build and how it works. Let's get right into it. We have, of course, Jerome's increases pet damage, pretty much straightforward, and all pet builds is pretty much what we're going to use, along with the Tasker and Theo. We also have the Ogdol's power on the shoulders and also the bracers. Some people actually like to not go Zunimasa. They'll actually take the three-piece Ogdol's on the chest, the shoulders, and the bracers, and they'll also swap out the ring for Unity. But at this level of play in T6 in the current game, you really don't need to do that. And if you have a good amount of damage, then you kind of want to have your fetishes out permanently, because what happens is if you try not to run fetishes permanently and you do a lot of damage, your fetishes will kill the monsters too quickly. And in turn, it won't be able to trigger your cooldown on your fetish's skill on your skill bar through the Star Middle Cookery. So, long story short, if your fetishes kill really fast, or you just have a lot of high damage and stuff like that, then you would be more favorable to use the three-piece Zunimasa with the Roll Ring Grandeur. However, if the monsters are taking a little bit longer to kill, or for instance, if you're playing on tiered rifts, this is coming out in the future. When the monster's HP goes up, it's very easy to reset your fetish army skills. So then you don't actually have to run the three-piece Zuni with the ring of Royal Grandeur. You can actually run the Unity ring or run whatever other ring you want, and then use the three-piece Ogdols. And use maybe even a Ukapon Serpent on the offhand, but that's your decision. Anyways, Jerome, Tasker, and Theo, three-piece Zuni piece, pretty much straightforward. We're on the shoulders and also the chest, and the offhand we have increased zombie dog damage. We have the Tall Man's Finger. I found a new one that has average damage, intelligence, life percent crit, so that was pretty awesome. Using the old school Witching Hour, or even the new school Witching Hour, or even Harrison's Waist Guard is perfectly fine, and then Hellcast Waist Guard's cool. Still haven't been able to find a nice necklace that has fire damage on it, but the trifecta will be fine. Star Middle Cookery, I'm definitely looking forward to be able to re-roll this bad boy as soon as they have that one legendary item that comes out that makes it so that you get a free socket. But that will do for now. Good DPS. Hexing Pants, of course. Hopefully I can find another pair so I can roll good damage on it. Or not damage on it, roll better stats, because I really don't need to increase plague of Toad's damage. That could have been armor, that could have been all resistance, or something like that. So pretty much that's the gear setup. Very straightforward. As for the Paragon Skills, enough points, well, basically enough points to get movement speed up to, I don't know why that's like that. You want just enough movement speed, I think, I'm see, 15, I have 10, so yeah. So that's going to be 25% movement speed, so that's enough to max out my movement. Then the rest are just going to go simply into intelligence. We have offensive, attack speed, critical percent chance, and critical damage. Defense, life percent, armor, and all resistance. And then, of course, area damage, resource cost reduction, and life on hit. If I was a new Witch Doctor trying out this build, I'd put all my points in the end first. Under the offensive, I'd do critical chance first. Under the defense, I'd probably invest in armor first, and then, you know, invest in the others. And, of course, I would invest in life on hit first, so if I was just starting off. So, we're on T6, Act 3. Go ahead and repair the gear. We'll show the build in action. Keep it short and sweet, straight to the point. How you guys like it. And, oh, you know what? I didn't even go over the skills. I'm so bad today. Fetish Army with Tiki Torches. Fire damage. Fetish is straightforward. It was fire build, so that makes sense. Piranhas with zombie piranhas. I know some people wonder why I don't run Paranado, because basically Pierce the Veil, Zombie Dog Handler, Fierce Loyalty, and Midnight Feast is the maximum amount of damage you can push out on your dog. If I were to substitute one of those skills and put in Grave Injustice, yeah, I'd be able to run Piranhas or Paranado, but my zombie dog would take some damage. So, since it has a large cooldown, we use Piranhas or Zombie Piranhas. 8-second cooldown. The zombies, actually, little fishes you see right there, they actually hop out great distances to do their damage. It works out pretty well, so it can usually tag most of all the groups. Even if they're not within inside of it, they'll get tagged by it. Spirit Walk with Jaunt, pretty much straightforward. You know, the maximum time, we want to maximize time we stay inside Spirit Walk to avoid damage. Zombie Dog, Burning Dogs, this thing takes like a monster. And since we're also using with Hexing Pants and other stuff like that, you're going to be seeing the AoE fire damage ticking for 15 to 20 mil. Gargantuan Round for Protector, since we're going to Firebolt, that makes sense. And then also Big Bad Voodoo with Slam Dance. Like I said, Pierce the Veil, Zombie Dog Handler, Fierce Loyalty, Midnight Feast. We'll show the Zombie Dog by itself. And you guys can see how much damage he does. He gets a little ridiculous, though. So, he does about 93 million damage to 110 on autos. He procs for about... It's looking like 13 to 16 mil for the AoE fire damage. Ooh, I died there. That was quite horrible. But as you can see, the zombie dog does a lot of damage. So, but unfortunately, he doesn't tank too much since it's only one zombie dog. So, to alleviate that, we got the fetishes, the Tiki Torches, and they do really good damage. And we can just kind of stay back here and relax and not worry too much about stuff. And they kill things very quickly. We're running a lot of damage, so, and especially since we're not running Unity, we at any time we can die pretty horribly. But as long as we play smart and we just let the pets do the magic, we shouldn't have much to worry about. Sorry, I'm trying to clear my throat. I think I got a frog in my throat or something. I don't know what's going on today. But anyways, there's really not much difference between the other Tall Man's Finger build I showcased. The only difference is now we have the Hexing Pants. We have a lot of the higher end damage stuff. We have the increased zombie dog damage. We basically have all the best in slot items to really maximize the build. And it's going to allow for our zombie dog to go out and do the damage that it does. Here comes an elite. And the zombie dog literally just tears through everything. I mean, they don't really survive that long. As long as you man, this guy is being ruthless in terms of his setups. Let me just get all the way far back here because he's just going to keep walling. There we go. Alright. And pretty much we just stay back and let the pets do everything. Some people don't kind of care for this playstyle. They like to be actively doing their skills and what have you not, but for me at least, as long as everything dies, I really don't care. And the only thing we have to do is just occasionally cast piranhas and then, you know, just run around the circle to get the effects of the Hexing Pants. And, I mean, that's pretty much about it. Now, one thing you could do to have, like, more, like, control, you actually could use frozen piranhas. Some people like to use that. I still prefer the zombie piranhas. But, I mean, that's another thing if you find that you're getting in too much harm's way. Or you can just simply just run the Unity with the follower combo. Unity on yourself. Unity on the... how do you say, on the follower, Unity on yourself, and the follower relic that makes him invincible to take the 50% damage mitigation. I really don't like running that. And then in that situation, what you would do is you would be running the Ogdal's 3-piece, the shoulders, the chest, the bracer. You wouldn't be using the Zuni set. You'll be relying on Star Metal to reset your fetishes. And... you would be running Tall Man's Finger with Unity in order to get the 50% damage mitigation. So if you find this build a little bit too squishy, then you can go ahead and do that. But I find, for me at least, I don't have any problems at this level tournament. When Greater Rifts comes out and different things happen, then you might want to start switching towards that set because the way it currently sits right now in the current metagame for the Greater Rifts on PTR, starting to get to level 30, 31 gets very difficult, and you start taking like damage that just basically will one-shot you. So, long story short, if you want to get to levels 31 or higher, you kind of need to run Unity combo. If you're doing solo play, if you're in a group, you really don't need that. But the damage mitigation is a must. So if you haven't got your star medals already, if you don't have a star medal, you might start looking for rhino flailers. And then definitely the double unity and the follower, the double unity follow relic item combo. That will definitely easily get you to higher rifts, no problem. To get to like competitively level though, you probably would need furnace and some other items such as that. Star metal and jade set probably will be the top, but Blizzard's already talked about changing some items, so until we kind of know where they're going to go with everything, that's why I kind of been reserved about the PTR, because I don't want to make a whole guide about something that eventually they're just going to change or nerf. So I will be putting out PTR stuff in the future. Just give me a little bit of time, and that will happen. So pretty much not much to see here. I mean, the fetish is doing their damage. Zombie Dog does their damage. We save you Raffle Protector and Big Bad Voodoo. Well, we can really spam Big Bad Voodoo more if we want. But really, the Raffle Protector is for the elites to help burst them down quickly so we don't have to deal with them that much. Of course, not that the elites survive that long anyway, but, you know, shorter the elites out, the less potential it gives the elite to go kind of crazy or just start spamming its skills and start killing everything. Now, one person did ask me, like, Debo, this gets very annoying to not run a passive what can I do? Well, if you don't like doing that, you don't really have to take Piranhas with Zombie Dog, or you don't have to take Piranhas. You don't even really have to run Raffle Protector. I would advise to take Fetishes because they're very strong. You don't even have to run that. You can run, you know, Ghost Bomb with Flash Fire. You can run Fire Bats. I've seen some people do. But for my preference, I don't mind not having a primary because I'm using Hexing Pants and I can just run around in circles and not worrying about it. But maybe if I didn't have Hexing Pants, I definitely would look into maybe using a primary or something along those lines. Also, what you could do is if you have a Rhino Flailer, use the Rhino Flailer with Explosive Toads, which actually works out really good. And you don't even have to generate the fetishes unless you really want to. But the double exploding on the Toads with the fire effect, because you're building fire towards your Zombie Dog, works really quite well if you want to go down that line, in case you just hate not running a primary. But for me, I ran it so much to the point where it doesn't bother me anymore. I can just walk through a dungeon, and if I have to wait a couple seconds to be able to Piranhas onto a door, it doesn't bug me. But I do like the ability to do all this massive damage with not having to actually do anything myself, like my pet's just doing all the damage for me. This is a quite popular build on the PTR currently right now. A lot of Witch Doctors are rocking a Tall Man's Finger. I still think Jade's kind of towards the top because I do believe some of the Jade Doctors are using double furnaces right now. They're actually using the furnace on their Witch Doctor and their follower, so they're able to get better clear times on the Rift Guardian. But besides all that, I would have to say you see a lot of Tall Man's Finger builds. You see maybe one or two Rhino Flailer builds in the top, and then maybe you see a couple zero cooldown Raffle Protector builds. That's been coming out a lot popular because they actually improved the AI of the pets on the PTR. And I've been playing around with it. I've noticed a big difference. They also reduced the hitbox radius, which is also pretty cool on the PTR. And basically what that equates to is that pets are not getting souls like stacked up in like little narrow passageway anymore. And then plus, they're aggressively going after elites. Like they aggressively go after elites. Like they just straight up just go for the jugular. They don't like go off for like little side mobs. Until the elite's dead, they really don't focus on anything else. So we might start seeing a lot more Raffle zero cooldown builds in the future. I might even do a video on that myself, just because with the Raffle Protector having its AI improved, he is a monster. And he's just really good at doing consistent damage. So I think I might definitely be looking into that. So that was just a regular area with all a bunch of different monsters. I think we'll go ahead and go kill Sadia. So you guys can see how it works on bosses and such. But I mean, there's really not too much different than the Tall Man's build. I just wanted to go in detail to show you some of the in-game build items or how the build looks towards the end. And it just pretty much just smashes through everything. The only weakness of the build is the survivability, but as long as you position yourself correctly, you should have no problems. Damage is insane. But one thing I said before, the way you can remedy that damage, and I do believe Blizzard's going to keep this in, so you're going to have to start actually hunting for it, even if you don't like it, is double unity relic item, follower relic item, which will make it so that you take 50% less damage mitigation. For people who don't know how that combo works, Unity splits the damage between all people in the party or allies who wear the ring. So if you wear it and your follower wears it, And when you take damage, your follower will take half that damage and vice versa. What makes it really crazy and gives you the permanent 50% damage reduction is if you run it with the follower relic item to make your follower immune to all damage, or it makes it so that it can't die. So with that, it just basically gives you 50% damage reduction only on the ring. So right now, what people are metagaming on the PTR, it's Ogdo's shoulders, Ogdo's chest, Ogdo's bracers, Drum helmet, Tasker and Theo gloves, Tall Man's finger, ring, Unity for the ring, other ring slot. For boots, they're running Ice Climbers. For necklaces, they run Countess Agilio for the reduction damage from Jailer, because at certain levels in tier drifts, Jailer will one-shot you, so they get healed instead of die. Star Metal Kukri. Heritage Waistguard's not used anymore because there's like no clickables and no chest in the PTR. So what they use is Witching Hour or Hellcast belt, or just even Fleeting Strap, but mostly Hellcast or Witching Hour is pretty much best in sliding greater rifts. Or just any belt, or string of ears, which gives you the melee reduction at higher levels, is also very nice. For the offhand is Ukapun Serpent, of course, because you get more mitigation to your dog, and it's just a really solid, strong build. And like I said, usually it's Tall Man's Finger with that build because the Fire Dog does so much damage. But I've seen some people go 0 cooldown build or close to it with the Raffle Protector because the AI has been improved. But long story short, they're all using a fire build. They're all using pretty much the Ogdos, like I said, the shoulders, the chest, and the bracer, in combination with the Ukapun Serpent. The big sellers of that is just, it's the Ukapun Serpent. Oh, I just died there. See, I'm a little squishy. It's the Ukapun Serpent because that gives you damage reduction for the mobs and stuff like that, which is very important. And then in the greater rifts, and also combine that with Unity, you just got so much damage mitigation. It's ridiculous because once you get to certain levels, it just comes to a point where the mobs just hit so ridiculously hard no matter how much toughness you have. Well, you could have a lot of toughness, but they're still going to kill you like in 2 shots. Like you might be able to survive survive maybe the first shot, but by the second shot comes out, you're dead. So I'm thinking Blizzard's probably going to keep that double Unity ring combo. Furnace though, a lot of people are also using Furnace, which does HP, it's a proc effect on the mace. You put it on your follower, so every time your follower hits the monster, it has the chance to do percent based damage on how much HP the mob has left, which is incredibly powerful when you got monsters which HP scale with the higher you go up on the floors in the greater rifts. But Blizzard already stated, along with Reinhardt and that, they're actually going to nerf that. Well, they didn't say nerf, they're looking at it, but when Blizzard says looking at, that means it's pretty much going to get nerfed. So I would say it's like 95% safe chance. You don't have to worry about getting a Furnace or a Reinhardt if you play for a Monk, or Furnace if you play for a Witch Doctor, or if you're running Jade set, or even just Pet set you want to put on your follower. You don't need to run those. I don't think yet. I mean, if you want to compete on PTR, you do. But I really do think Blizzard is going to deal with them, before it actually goes live, because you really can't have stuff like that in the game. But if you're running Jade set or you're running Pet build, those are the top builds. The biggest build, like I said, is Jade set, Tall Man's Finger. Tall Man's Finger runs fire. Jade set, of course, runs cold. And one cool thing on the PTR is that now they have a rune for Locust Worm that actually is cold. So Jade is doing quite well on PTR right now. But I think it's mostly because of the Furnace. Because what a lot of Jade set Witch Doctors will do is they'll run the Jade set, they'll run the Furnace on themselves, and then they'll run the Furnace on the follower to have that double effect going on, so the Rift bosses die quite a horrible fast death on high-level tournaments. But anyways, enough of me rambling. As you can see, this is a Tall Man in-game build for the in-game guide tutorial build for Tall Man's Finger. And this just showcases what the build maxes out to. Does really good DPS. With this build, the way it is, I was able to get to floor 30 on the tier drifts. Almost got 31, but I got a bad little case of RNG. So I'd imagine the cap out for this on the greater rifts in the future will probably be 30, 31 if they keep the damage scaling the way it is. If it has Unity, you can get you easily to level 33, 34, and 34. But anything beyond 34 is going to require some finessing, using furnaces and stuff like that, because the monsters have so much HP at that level. But it's a solid build. A lot of people are running it. And I like it. It's one of my favorite builds. And like I said a couple months ago, Tall Man's Finger is ridiculous. And that's you know, everybody kind of noticed that, and they've been utilizing on the ladder, that and Jade set, of course, because Jade is always really good. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching these videos and stopping by my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys check out my other videos, or check me out on twitch.tv/SPSDebo. Twitter and Facebook is DeboSC2. And just, you know, make sure you subscribe and like and all that social media garbage stuff. So anyways, as always, my name is Debo. Thank you guys for watching my tutorial guide on Tallman's Finger for the in-game guide series. Got another video releasing out today. As I said again, it's going to be Jade set, and then next week I'm going to finish off the in-game tutorial builds, 6 different builds for in-game with Rhino Flailers. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys later.